freedom,
family,
world unity.
All these things and more will be discussed on this podcast.
Real stories, real people, real debates. On this podcast, we like to express our freedoms and talk about anything and everything goes.
Like freedom, family is important to us, and anybody that is listening, watching, or coming on the show as a guest star are all considered part of the greatest family to ever bless the solar system, the human race. No matter who you are, where you come from, you will always have a voice here on this podcast.
We like to flex our First Amendment, where all speeches and opinions are accepted for the right of freedom of speech. We have a saying we like to live by. Live life with eyes wide open. Being open-minded leads to true understanding of the world as it really is. Please, come, join us, and enjoy this experience as we embark on this journey of truth as we dismantle the subjective truth. I'm your host, Nick.
And I'm your co-host, Victoria.
And you're experiencing Heye Consciousness.
Disclaimer. Any and all information on topics presented are to the best of all who is present in each episode's knowledge. The goal of this podcast is to bring people together and set the example we all wish to see in our everyday lives. Whether it's home life, education, politics, history, business, etc., any and all subjects can and will be talked and peacefully debated about on this podcast. On debate episodes, there will be a set rules of debate that hosts and guests alike must follow. We ask that you, the audience, like we ask of our guests, in the comments to please try to keep the language as clean as possible. We are a podcast for entertainment as well as educational purposes. Here, we are all equal no matter what race, age, or gender. Thank you, and enjoy the show. Heye Consciousness.
Heye Consciousness, yes.
Okay.
This is
One more
Frankie.
time.
Which one?
One more time. Hi, y'all, and welcome back. Oh, hi, y'all, welcome back.
Okay, so today we're doing
All
Whiffs and Whiffs.
Yep.
Ready?
Yeah, we're definitely whiffing right now, y'all. We're whiffing on this one.
All right, 3.
We just got a new
We got a new
soundboard.
toy. Yep,
Yeah.
we got a new toy over here.
Yeah. So
Okay, you can play with the new toy later. Let's get that out. All right, y'all, come on.
All right, back to the show.
Back to the show.
All right,
Okay,
we're
one.
getting serious now.
Hi,
And welcome back
to Heye Consciousness.
to another episode.
To another episode.
y'all. We got a new toy, y'all. So we're having a little fun with it.
If you can't tell already.
All right, so today's episode is going to be a really, really good one. Nicholas, give our audience a little bit of a sneak peek.
A little sneak peek of presidents being assassinated, attempts being foiled. Ooh, how many attempts were and how many were foiled or whiffs?
And Quiffs.
And queefs.
Foiled and whiffs are the same thing.
Foil and hit.
Did
Hits
you
and
say?
whiffs.
You did not just say that. Hits and whiffs of assassinated presidents and non-assassinated but attempted assassinated presidents. And today we are going to start with the whiffs, the foiled assassinations of U.S. presidents.
Yes.
Beginning with Andrew Jackson in 1835, presidents have been the targets of many assassination attempts. People have tried to shoot them, which is Jackson, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Bill Clinton, George H.W., and George W. Bush. Goodness, that was like, what, 8?
Mm-hmm. And 9.
Alright, so 8 of them have been shot at. Bombed them, John F. Kennedy, George H.W. Bush, and Clinton. Lob grenades at them, George W. Bush, and fly planes into the White House, which is Richard Nixon and Bill Clinton. Wait, I've never heard that.
They're right.
Yeah, right. That's a new one.
That's new to me.
Maybe
News
it's just
to me.
like not as the most serious ones. It's just like, oh, the biggest one was right at the moment is honorable mention Donald Trump.
Yeah, the latest, foiled assassination attempts on a president in pretty much all these forms.
Except for the plane part.
Except for, no, they did try to blow up the plane. They did.
They tried to
Apparently, they threatened to blow up the plane, supposedly.
No.
But anyway, moving along with the topic. But in only 2 cases did an assassin's bullet penetrate the body of a president and not result in death.
And
Our
here are
very
those
first
two.
one.
And our very first one is
Theodore Roosevelt. Sure, he was technically a former president when he was attacked in 1912, but the story is too remarkable to omit. After 2 terms in office, Roosevelt had handed the presidency to his protege William Howard Taft in 1908, but he returned to the campaign trail 4 years later to pursue another term in the White House. While preparing to give a campaign speech in the White House, in Milwaukee, Roosevelt was shot by a bartender named John Schrank. The bullet penetrated Roosevelt's clothing, eyeglass case, the text of his speech, and the surface of his skin, but it went no further. So, man, what's up with all these guys named John trying to assassinate presidents?
Yeah, maybe it's just like
a John thing.
Yeah, John thing.
I
Johnny
mean,
boy.
John is a very common name.
Yeah, it's very common in those times.
But still, it's like, WTF. The savvy Roosevelt made the opportunity and worked the assassination attempt into his 3,800-word address. Friends, I shall ask you to be as quiet as possible, he began. I don't know whether you fully understand that I have just been shot, but it takes more than that to kill a bull moose.
Look it up.
A bull moose is like a moose the size of a bull. It has very angry
Moose.
Hey, it's Frankie. So
Yeah.
we did a quick Google on what a bull moose was. It is just a male moose. Here's a picture.
Ooh.
I'm not sure what that is.
It's probably just an opening to add other effects.
I
but
love
had
how
to
we're
guess.
just playing with it.
Yeah.
Just like mid-episode. Like,
Ow! Oh, Tori, he slapped me pretty hard.
and it's too bad I can't hear it yet. Because we do have the headphones, we just need to charge them and then hook them up. And after that, what button did you push?
Awkward.
Awkward. Oh.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
I'm too far away to be able to read the buttons, and y'all over there are having fun. That's not fair.
Okay.
Okay, continue, please, Professor Tori. The Prof. Tori.
Yes.
Anyway. But fortunately, I have my manuscript, so you see, I was going to make a long speech, but there is a bullet. And there's where the bullet went through. I guess, like, he was holding up the speech, like, that was tucked in his pocket or whatever, that, where the bullet went through. And it probably saved me from it going into my heart. The bullet is in me now, so I cannot make a very long speech, but I will try my best. Roosevelt declined to have doctors remove the bullet, which he carried to his grave 7 years later. The deranged Schrank spent the rest of his life in a mental institution.
Guess that's how the cookie crumbles.
Yup.
Yep.
I mean, with the last name, like, of Schrank, seems
Shrink.
like he needed a shrink.
Yeah, definitely.
And the second one, Ronald Reagan. You want to read this one?
Sure, I'll read all Ronald.
Ronald Reagan.
All Ronald Reagan. The 40th president was shot by John Hinckley Jr., another John, outside a Washington, D.C. hotel in March 1981. Hinckley fired his .22 revolver 6 times. A Secret Service agent, a D.C. policeman, and the president press secretary were all injured. Reagan was hit in the right lung by a bullet that ricocheted off the presidential limousine. The 70-year-old recovered fully from the incident, as did 2 of the injured men. Press Secretary James Bradley was left seriously disabled by his injuries and later became a gun-controlled advocate. Hinckley, who claimed to act to win the affection of actress Judy Foster, was found not guilty by reasons of insanity and confined to a D.C. hospital, where he remains to this day.
And this little book was written in like 2012. Little fun facts that every American should know.
And that, my friends, is what
Was it for the Whiffs?
for the Whiffs. only 2 whiffs.
But now,
Oh, 8.
like we said, we have 3 because Donald Trump
Well,
recently in our lifetime.
Well, more like
as
9.
far as last
9.
year in
My bad. My bad, y'all.
2024.
9. That's my fault.
9?
Well, didn't this book say that there was 8 attempted assassinations?
Yeah.
Yeah.
9.
Because, you know.
But I mean, I'm sure when they rewrite this book, the whiffs section, like Donald Trump is gonna be one of the 3 honorable mentions, like because it's
Yeah.
gonna be the 3rd honorable mention to have because there has been so many attempts on this man's life in so many different ways. It's fascinating.
Even before he was
Like
president.
they tried to shoot him,
Mhm.
like what 4 or 5 times now.
They tried to blow up Trump
bomb
Tower.
him. They tried to bomb him twice. They tried to blow up his plane while it was mid-air while he was on the campaign trail to Chicago. Like
Chicago.
there's been so many different ways that people have tried to come at him. Like, and I think they even tried to come at him with machetes. I think that was like a recent one.
What?
Like, yeah, it's just like what is wrong
What's
with
next?
people?
Ninjas, ninjutsu,
Maybe. But now we should-
shurikens, Naruto nerds coming after his ass.
Like,
No offense to Naruto nerds, but they're cool. Nothing's wrong with Naruto, but he's like dressed up as Naruto.
Naruto run.
Yeah, the Naruto run.
Anyways. But anyways.
Frankie, you make me physically ill with the way you say Naruto.
Naruto
No,
Uzumaki.
you didn't say it that way. When you
Naruto.
watch this later, you see how you said it. No.
Naruto.
Uzumaki.
But anyway, now we move
Sounded
on.
like that,
Moving on,
something like that,
folks,
right?
to
His name literally means whirlwind spiral or something.
this means spiral.
No, whirlpool spiral.
Spiral. That's what all the Uzumaki means.
Yeah. And
From the
Naruto
hit
means whirlpool.
horror anime Uzumaki. Beware the spirals.
And Naruto means whirlpool. So whirlpool spiral is what Naruto Uzumaki means.
So Naruto just means two spirals.
How do we get?
Community.
We also
But
talk
we're
about the.
not demonizing the Naruto.
No, we're not.
No,
We're just
we're not.
making.
No, we're not. No, we're not.
Because I'm a Naruto too.
Anyways, on to hits of the assassination of the U.S. president.
Ooh.
Though there have been several assassination attempts on U.S. presidents throughout history, only 4 men have lost their lives to assassins while in office. Starting with the first one and probably one of the most famous, President Abraham Lincoln.
John Wilkes Booth. There's a third John.
The 16th president. Date of attack, April 14th, 1865. Now what happened? John Wilkes Booth, an actor and Confederate sympathizer, gained access to the president's unguarded box at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. during an evening production of Our American Cousin. Shooting the president in the back of the head was a de-ringer. Lincoln was carried to a house across the street and died the next morning.
Wait, John Wilkes Booth was an actor?
Yes.
Yeah, he was.
Yes. And a Confederate sympathizer.
I mean, I knew he was a Confederate sympathizer, but I did not know that he was an actor
Yes.
himself.
Yes.
That's news to me.
He's
That's
an
probably
actor.
how he got such easy access to the theater. Besides the fact that
I mean, as far as we
He
knew,
was-
he
he
was
was
some dude in
unguarded.
the audience.
Mm.
That's as far as we were taught in history.
No, he was an actor.
they don't teach us everything in history.
They never
That's why we
do.
call it the dark history.
Ah, yes. But 12 days later, Booth was killed by soldiers after a federal manhunt tracked him to a Virginia farmhouse. Andrew Johnson assumed the presidency. Now we go on to the next man. President James A. Garfield, the 20th president. Date of attack, July 2nd, 1881. Upset that he did not receive appointments to various government posts for which he was not qualified for even considered, Charles Goodstew, a disillusional lawyer, used a .44 revolver to shoot Garfield on a train
I
platform.
think that's Giteau.
Kito?
Giteau.
Kito. That's what.
Giteau.
Didn't I say
you say ghetto? Ghetto.
What did I say?
It didn't sound like ghetto.
It was
Ghetto.
something
It sounded
totally different.
Ghetto.
Ghetto? Ghetto?
Ghetto? No.
Guitarro.
No, you said something weird. I don't know how you pronounced it the first time, but that's ghetto.
Guitar.
It's wrong.
Yeah.
Gow.
Ghetto.
Guitar.
That sounds about right.
Anyway, he was a
Guitar.
delusional lawyer that used a .44 revolver to shoot Garfield. Yes, he shot the orange cat Garfield on a train platform in Washington D.C.
Wasn't that Andrew Garfield like that?
No,
Wasn't he one of the bad presidents?
James Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Look him up. I don't think. Maybe.
Wasn't he one of
Hey guys, me again. So we're looking up James A. Garfield, 8th President of the United States, serving from March 18th, 81 until his assassination in September that year. A preacher, lawyer, and Civil War general, Garfield served as a great man, apparently, which is good because that's what we need in this country. But anyway, if we go further in, Tori begins to laugh and looks up fattest presidents. And the fattest president was William H. Taft. Second in place was Grover Cleveland. Donald J. Trump is the third fattest president. Second is Chester A. Arthur, and Bill Clinton was the fourth. And last was Theodore Roosevelt, but I think he was a very healthy 210 pounds. Now, Donald Trump is 239, which that's only like maybe a couple pounds off from Theodore, but like, you know, hey, I guess America likes big men. So, hey, good for y'all. Good for us. Yeah, America. Yeah, bye.
The man that shot Garfield. The president languished for 11 weeks and finally died on September 19th, 1881, at the New Jersey shore, where he'd been moved to take in the sea air. Some historians blame intense medical practices for his ultimate death. He too was hanged. Chester Arthur assumed the presidency.
How much you want to? I'm sorry. We're gonna go back to Charles. Charles Julius.
Get to. Now we go on to President William McKinley, the 25th president. Day of the attack, September 16th, 1901. What happened? Believing that he was acting on behalf of the common man, Leon Zogosius,
Oh, we're going through the rabbit hole again.
Zogos.
It's like
Leon
it's Prussian.
Zogos.
It's Prussian, but Prussia's part of Germany, right?
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we
we
went through
figured
with
out.
our first
but,
take.
yeah.
By the way, we had to retake this because the
Yeah.
audio was so crummy.
Just
It
so,
was.
oh yeah, just so that y'all know.
This is actually an improvement for us right now, the soundboard.
That's freaking great.
Thanks to Tori's grandparents.
Thank you, Grandma and Grandpa.
Shout out
really
to the
appreciate
grandparents. Like, I haven't met you, but like, freaking awesome already.
Thank
Just
you,
for
Grandma
getting
and
into
Grandpa.
the soundboard.
I love how I just stopped in mid sentence.
I'm sorry.
Honorable
can you do that one more
mentions.
time?
Go ahead.
Honorable mentions. We do
Do that one
honorable.
more time?
We do honorable mentions at the end of the episode, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
We watch YouTube videos before.
You're new. You're new to this
But we
thing.
all
I know.
watch
It's okay. So it is so much easier just to sit there and like watch and be like, oh yeah, I can do that. That's easy. And then when you actually go to do it, it's like, oh crap.
Reality check.
You just gotta know how to do cues, and luckily your boy here knows how to do cues.
Yeah, by the way, I don't really know if it's catching the sound because I didn't turn on audio capture for the soundboard. That's what I was trying to do. But, well, yeah! Okay,
That'd be funny, I think.
that'll be funny if it
Well,
didn't come
this
out.
is definitely gonna be an interesting thing.
Yep. And guess what, y'all? Y'all might see this episode again.
No, I am not recording and editing this episode.
Oh,
no,
yes.
I am
A
not.
third time.
A third
Third
time
time, a
with
third-
with the sound skips.
With the sound skips. And I have to go and search for freaking audio and like,
Mm-hmm. Yes, don't you love it?
Yeah, and
This
then
is
like
this is what Frank.
Wow.
But anyway. Leon was a factory worker and an anarchist. Shot McKinley twice with a .32 revolver during the Pan American.
No, not.
no, I'm saying I just kind of think I think anarchists are kind of like child of the devil.
No, they just don't. They don't want no government. They want just full chaos. It's not a religious aspect. There's no devil upon it. No, it's legitimately just
No, I'm just
criminal
like
organization.
I understand that. But I know what anarchist is, but I just feel like they kind of like occasionally like they're spawns of the devil.
Yeah, I like sponsor the devil, but no. What? You okay?
I can blur out. I can blur out that part. But continue. I feel like voice.
Ow! Mm. Anyway, with a .32 revolver during the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo, New York. As the president shook hands with a long line of citizens, one bullet grazed the president but did not enter his body. Doctors were unable to remove the other. What is the other? The president appeared to recover but succumbed to shock and died from gangrene 8 days later. Sulagos was sentenced to the electric chair. Theodore Roosevelt assumed the presidency.
And then he turned around
Yeah, but he lived though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. He didn't. He actually had a nice holy Bible in his feet to guard his hall.
Mm.
The Bible called his speech.
Oh my God, that's the Lord's prayer right there.
I mean, 3,800 words. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That's a
saved.
little small Bible.
I mean, it saved the man's life.
It's a small Bible.
President John F. Kennedy, 35th president, date attack November 22nd, 1963. What happened? Kennedy was shot and killed while riding in an open limousine in Daley Plaza on a visit to Dallas, Texas.
As we all know.
A bolt-action revolver. No, a bolt-action rifle was found at the scene of a book dispository. Dispositionary.
Now those bolt action
Let me
rifles
see.
are very accurate.
Dispositionary.
Depository.
Depository where Lee Harvey Oswald, the assumed gunman, worked when arrested. Oswald denied involvement. He was killed 2 days later by nightclub owner Jack Ruby while in police custody. Though a government commission concluded that Oswald had acted alone, the assassination looms large in American culture as the mother of all conspiracies. Ruby died of cancer in prison. Lyndon B. Johnson assumed the presidency.
Wow. Well, and then.
But as you learn the Full Metal Jacket, Oswald was a Marine.
Yes, that he was, and that is a very interesting thing. But while Oswald was not the only one, whoever shot at Nixon and somebody else, it was Kennedy, wasn't it? McKinley.
Leo was not in the Marine.
No, there was. So in Full Metal Jacket, I believe they mentioned like 2 or 3, and Oswald being one of them, and then there was another one, the one that shot at Nixon, was also in the Marines.
Yeah, but that was a whiff. That was a whiff. It wasn't a hit. But anyways,
I think that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please leave a like and hit the subscribe button so that you are always aware of when we drop new content.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Victoria.
I'm Nicholas.
I'm Frankie.
And
editor.
we'll see you
on the next one. And remember, y'all, to live life
with eyes wide open.